This is a sort of roundup favourites at the moment, and I've got a couple of books, some makeup and some skincare at the moment. But I like to spray it over my décolletage. And I've also had it from having sepsis and kidney failure. By the by, I've gone completely off tangent. I've gone on a tangent. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura. Thank you for coming back if you've come back before, and if not, hi, welcome. I am a blogger and marketer. I used to work at film and TV, and my YouTube channel is at the moment sort of vlogs, favourites, bits and pieces. We're going to kind of learn as we go along, but it's also going to be about sepsis awareness, sex awareness, how I recovered from my health conditions, dry skin, beauty kind of things, as well as personal development and things like that. So yeah, follow me on my social media. I'm very, very busy on Instagram and TikTok especially. If they're your favourites, give those a whirl. See my reels, my videos. Interesting. Anyway, so let's get started. Today is going to be sort of a roundup of favourites that I'm using at the moment. I would say monthly, but I tend to use quite a lot of the same stuff each month. I used to be a beauty blogger. My Life Beauty Lens was my old video. Well, my old videos you'll see were all sort of beauty related, and I loved that stuff. But as I got sort of concerned about having too many products and packaging and things like that, and it just didn't feel good for me, so I just don't do that. So I only sort of beauty stuff I'm going to be mentioning is stuff that I'm actually using on a sort of regular basis, or if I've used it and it's absolutely terrible, don't worry, I'll let you know about those too. The first thing I'm going to talk about is something that I have complicated feelings about. This setting spray, priming spray from Nails Inc. I was looking for a setting spray and a primer at the same time that would help with dry skin, because my skin's sort of all over the place, but very combination, and when it's dry, it's very dry. I'm sure some of that's getting older, but because I've always had oily, acne prone skin, which is a great combination. I've also had it from having sepsis and kidney failure, so my body has gone through quite a bit. I'm not very experienced with dry skin products and makeup and skincare as a rule, so the last couple of years has really been a whirlwind of a lesson. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, I wonder if this will be the answer to my prayers. The product I absolutely love. When it's on my face, I use this after my skincare has all settled in, and I use it after makeup has been put on, and I sort of let it settle. Absolutely love this. It really does help, and actually throughout the day, if I'm feeling a bit dry, put it back on and makeup looks better, and my skin doesn't feel quite so thirsty. The thing I'm not a massive fan of, maybe it's the execution of what the product is. So this is actually a jelly. When it was full, it was one big chunk, but now it's all sort of broken up a bit. And part of the reason it's broken up is how I've managed to get it out the bottle. The nozzle is actually really good. I'll show you. What I've had to do is unscrew it, make sure that this is actually in some of the product before using it. The first spray is normally too much, and then after that it's really good. So the bottle for spraying other products, I'm going to be keeping this after I finish this product and putting something else in it to spray all over my face because I love it. But it's just, I think it's because it's a jelly, it's very inconsistent what I get out of the bottle. I'm probably distracting you now doing this. So I don't know how I'm going to work with this as it's already getting lower. But I'm tempted to sort of just take it out and rub it on my face and see if that works. It's not really going to work for setting the makeup afterwards though, is it? It's only going to work for before. But I can mash it up and make it, I don't know, I'm going to have to figure something out. But essentially, I love the product itself, but getting it out of the bottle and onto my face consistently so it's not too much, has been the difficult thing. But if you've got a great recommendation for a setting spray or a primer for dry skin that's also acne prone, so it's not too greasy, yeah, please let me know. Other thing I'm going to mention is sort of makeup-y. I suppose some people consider it makeup and other people consider it skincare. I don't think it's skincare because I don't think it's meant to treat my skin in any sort of way, so let's just go with the makeup bit. So this is the Saint-Tropez. This is Saint Tropez Self-Tan Purity Bronzing Water Face Mist. Yeah, this is definitely a mist. I have not got the same issue as I do with that. This definitely comes out as a mist. I've totally forgotten to talk about the product. So last year I was watching Candie's videos. I will link her down below because I love her videos, her vlogs and everything are just so good. And she was using this, I think, in one of her Get Ready With Me videos to try and help her get a bit more of a fake tan on her face. And like I said before, I've got problems with my skin, so I don't just want to shove any old thing on my face because it will just blow up on me. So when I saw this and saw how she was using it, how much she liked it, I was like, I'm going to give that a go. And what I loved is that you put it over your face after doing your skincare before you put your makeup on, or you can put it over your makeup, which I have done on quite a few occasions because I've forgotten. You don't use it all the time, you do forget, and it does actually work, which is really nice. What I like doing is misting it over my face. Be careful not to wear clothing that will stain because I've had like a few drops come out once in a blue moon, so I'm careful about my clothes, but I like to spray it over my décolletage at the same time, sort of like more of an even colour. I love this, and the smell, it just smells like holidays. You know that sort of when you're on the beach and you've got the smell of the sand and really nice sun cream. It smells really nice, and then the smell disappears after a bit anyway. But yeah, and I've not broken out, I've not had any reactions from this, and I've got quite sensitive skin. So yeah, I'm very, very glad I got this. I've got a couple of things from Aldi, or Aldi, depending on how you pronounce it. I haven't got a couple of things with me. I did use their rose facial oil, which I really loved. I think I had 2 or 3 bottles of that, and then I went back again. They didn't have it in stock, so I didn't repurchase it, and I ended up buying something else, which I'm going to mention in a minute actually. The other thing I have been using, I think this is my 4th or 5th bottle. I've used quite a lot of these, so it's got to have been easy, and they've always had it in when I've gone in, so that's made it nice and easy. I bought 2 on one occasion, which I think might be the trick. I'll tell you what it is now, shall I? It's the Lacura Overnight Repair Concentrate, and this is my night facial oil. So I tend to put like a couple like retinol, for example, on, or like a spot treatment, something like that, sort of more drying things underneath, and then I put this on top as my last bit, and the smell's not great, I won't lie. It's not offensive smell, it's just a bit strong, and it doesn't really disappear for a very long time. So, you know, you get into bed and you still smell it, which, if you don't mind the smell, is fine, but your partner might not like the smell. Sod them, to be honest, you know, that's what I do. I don't tell my partner to sod it. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, so this is really good. I found that it feels a bit greasy when you put it on the first time, and then it's just goes straight into your skin. It's really, on my skin anyway, maybe it's just that thirsty, I don't know. But then I find that I'd have less spots in it in the morning, and it doesn't feel so tight. So it's, yeah, this is why I've been using it so often. I did use a other skincare from Dr. Botanicals, which I absolutely loved, and some other things from The Ordinary, but some of The Ordinary stuff stopped working for me, which I'm sure I'll do a future video on if you'd like one. And the Dr. Botanicals stuff just got a bit expensive for me. So although I loved the fact that they were in recyclable packaging and it was natural and all that jazz, essentially you've only got so many pennies in the bank, and that was the sort of thing that had to go. So I started trying a few more of these things again, which was nice. I thought I went back to my old beauty blogging days of trying new things. The other thing from Lacura I like is their, I'll try and think of what it was, yeah, face wash. I love the face wash. It's a bit, basically like a dupe for the Lizelle face polish. And I've tried the pineapple one and the rose one I'm using at the moment. And you get a muslin cloth with each of them. Each of them, when you buy them, you get a muslin cloth in a box. And I loved the pineapple one, which I didn't think I would. It was the only one that was available at the time, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. Loved it. That did make me think of holidays. Do you think I've got holidays on the brain? A bit of sunshine, be lovely. So yeah, that I absolutely love. The rose one works just as well. It's just the smell's different, in my opinion. But it's really good for my dry skin, but it also isn't so creamy that it gives me spots. It's basically, it does the same thing as the Lizelle thing did for me, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. If you're not fussed about what flavour, if you're not fussed about what scent you get, then just get it with your weekly shop. It's really good. But this thing I'm talking about is the Lacura Papaya Enzyme Peel. No, Papaya Enzyme Face Scrub. I'm thinking about the thing from LMS that I really, really like. But this is just a daily, I wouldn't say daily scrub, but I have used it a couple of days in a row because of, like I said, my skin problems. But look how thick it is. Just, it's moving, but very, very slowly. And it's really, really fine. I had another one from Lacura that was quite a heavy duty facial exfoliator. It was a bit too much. It was a bit like, It was alright for like the first, like one use, but if I wanted to use it again, my skin just felt like sandpaper was up against it, so that wasn't good for me. Whereas this, if I need to use something a bit gentler, well, actually I say it's quite gentle actually, so this is quite gentle, but it does get the job done, and I can use it a couple of days in a row without it upsetting my skin too much. Yeah, so I've used this quite a bit actually, and I don't think that much has gone out of it. It just spreads really, really easily across the face, and it washes off really nice. It smells so good. It smells just like papaya because it's papaya, but yeah, it smells lovely. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to buy another one of these when I pop to Aldi. That's what my 2 cents. Yeah, so I've been using this Boots facial oil. This is about my 3rd or 4th bottle. Yeah, I lied, this is my 3rd bottle, but my 4th bottle is about to be started to be used in my skincare bag. And I really like this. I think the lid helps with the lack of preventing it from leaking because it's quite a tight lid. But I find it really good. So basically, the formulation, it smells obviously just like rose facial oil. They all pretty much smell the same, I think. But it's a lot like the ordinary one in the sense that it does a really good job. But this one is a bit thinner, if that makes sense. It feels thinner and spreads more easily. So actually I end up using less of this, which I think is good for anybody, isn't it? When I use less of a product that lasts longer, why not? And then some days, if my skin's really, really dry, I'll use 2 pumps and then put the excess on my hands, for example. But on average, I just use 1 pump, and it settles into the skin really nicely, and it's good under makeup. So yeah, I'm really glad I did try this in the end. So yeah, nice one. So I used to love the tea tree moisturiser, like daily moisturiser. It was like a gel, and I found it really helpful when I was having really bad skin days. And they're not normally days, they're normally weeks for my skin. Not great. So normal moisturisers, I'd put stuff on to stop the spots, then put cream on, and then they'd something didn't sort of gel very well. Those are the words. And then I'd get even more spots. It just didn't happen. My skin was just too sensitive, I think, and I was really quite oily. And even on dry days, I still have oil on parts of my face, so with the combination skin. So I would love using the tea tree one because it would mattify the skin and give me a really good base, and it sort of helped with the spots. And then whenever I put anything else on top, it felt comfortable too. It didn't dry my skin out, and some acne sort of targeted products can really dry your skin out, but I didn't have that with that, and I really liked it. I didn't use it every single day of the month. I only used it when I needed it, and that was the trick, I think, for my skin. But then they discontinued it, and I don't understand why, because I see loads of people online reviewing this product, an example, which I'll tell you about in a second, saying, you know, why did you discontinue that product? Because it just worked beautifully. I just understand it, I really don't. I even loved their tea tree BB cream. I liked that for a time before I had sepsis. My skin turned into the Sahara Desert. But yeah, I just don't know why they got rid of it. So, but when I was online, I saw this, and in the reviews, people were saying that this is like a replacement almost. It's not exactly a replacement, but that's what they were saying. Like, if you loved this, give this a go. So I have. I've been using it for the last 2 or 3 days, and it's really helped my skin already. So I mean, I don't think it's definitely not the same. It's clear and it's gel, as you can see. Quite a runny gel. But it is a gel. Oh, it smells amazing. It's the green tea and lemon mattifying moisturiser for men. For men. Why for men? I mean, even on the back it says it tested on men, not animals. Why is this? I don't understand why this has to be gender specific. I really, really don't. Because I bloody love this. The smell, the way it works. I don't understand why they want to put it bloody men. Just make this for everybody. I don't suppose it's a smell. It's not floral or sweet, but who doesn't love a nice, you know, clean smell? I mean, it's green tea and lemon. It doesn't smell like you're cleaning your kitchen. It just smells like a nice, clean sort of bath oil, or just something nice, a nice candle. It just smells really nice and fresh, and I suppose it's got a little bit of a masculine scent, but I love some of those smells. Why should, you know, I'm not going to get started. Essentially, I love this product, and if you loved that product for the tea tree moisturiser as much as I did, then you may like this product as well. It's enriched with community fair trade aloe vera, which is always such a good ingredient for my skin. Like I said, it just blows up, and then, you know, a bit of aloe vera, calm it down. So yeah, I love this product. 3 days in and I already love this product. I just don't get the men bit. Maybe change that. Yeah, but love the product already. The last skincare beauty product is an old favourite, which you may have seen in one of my old, here's my old beauty favourites videos, like before I had my surgery on my ribcage, my pectus surgery, and it's the Soap & Glory Speed Pump. No, it's not still Speed Pump, it's a Speed Plump. Let's start again. It's the Soap & Glory Speed Plump Intensely Hydrating Day Lotion, and they've changed the name and the packaging. They've not changed the name that much, but they've shortened it, which is great because that's a bit of a mouthful. How many sample entendres are we going to have? This in a gift set for Christmas. It's the Soap & Glory Speed Plump All Day Super Moisture Marvel with Hydrate 24 Watermelon Fruit Complex Instant Moisture Plump Technology for dry dehydrated skin. Could it get longer, that name? So they've changed the name a little bit and they've changed the packaging, and for a minute I did think that they'd got rid of it, but they haven't. And it comes out just nice moisturiser, nice and thick, but not too thick. It comes out like a pink, and then, I'm not swearing at you, I promise, I'm sorry, I just realised what I was doing with my middle finger. I'm sorry, my apologies. And then see, and then that'll go into the skin, no problem, but it really helps with dry skin. And it smells like a Soap & Glory products. It's really good for having makeup on top. I mean, I've got dry skin, this is great. I think I started using this, I think I got it in a Christmas bundle as a present, and when I saw it say hydrate or moisture or something like that, I was like, this is not for me because of my dry skin. Not my dry skin, my oily skin. But then after I had after I had contracted sepsis and I had organ failure and my hair fell out and my body just went complete meltdown basically. Then I had surgeries on my pectus, which a deformity on my rib cage, my rib cage deformity. My body was just going through the mill and my skin was just awful. It's got hyaluronic acid in it now and vitamin B5. I mean, for all I know, it might have had hyaluronic acid in it before, but I never even had that on my radar, so it's not like I even looked at the ingredients for it. If you've got dry skin, this is good, but I don't just use this on its own. Like I said, I use a facial oil as well. But essentially, if I just want this, and I'm not on a really sort of good skin day, whatever that is for me, then this is what I wear on its own, and it does the trick, and I really like it. So yeah, another favourite that I've kept buying. Cool, my last two favourites are books. So, you may have seen these on my Instagram, my reels and my TikToks. I thought someone was coming in the room, they're not. The first one is something that has become my constant companion recently. I bought it a while ago and it was a sort of book I sort of picked up and put down as I was reading it through to begin with, because I was sort of like undecided about what I was going to do with my career, future, whatever you want to say, because like I said, I was recovering from sepsis and life was sort of doing a and then, you know, pandemic hit us, so things were sort of up in the air, so I sort of put it down. Anyway, so I've moved to a different part of the country, and I've changed my career, and then I start picking up the book again because I'm thinking about putting stepping stones, a bit like when I was doing things while I was recovering and unable to work, or working a job just, you know, because I needed the money. I put stepping stones in for my future, and that's at the stage that I'm in it again now. Now I've sort of settled into my new career and everything. I'm thinking, right, stepping stone time for the future. And that's what this book is doing for me. It's written by Fiona Thomas, who's lovely. If you don't know her, I'll recommend her Instagram and everything below. She's a fantastic writer. She's a fantastic writer. She's a journalist. She does podcasts. And she's just a lovely human being from what I can see. So yeah, I'll recommend her down below. But yeah, Fiona Thomas's book is about the sort of things you need to go freelance, things you need to consider, practicalities, and then the practicalities later on if you have chosen to go freelance. It's like, I think it's in about two halves. So one's about you thinking about doing it, and then the other one's about you actually deciding to do it, and the things that you need. And one of the lovely things about it is, one, the writing is really, really good, and it's like she's talking to you and she makes you laugh and makes you think. But the other thing is that she's got other people who have, say for example, she's not done something that she's writing about, even though she knows it, she's not had any direct experience of it. She gets somebody else to put a section in the book about how they did it, problems they had, things they wish they'd done differently, you know, all those different things. The key takeaways from there life lessons basically, and their experience of going freelance or having a side hustle. And it's just really, really valuable information, but it's enjoyable to read as well at the same time. It's not like a textbook where you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm on chapter 2, part 5, whatever. It's such an easy read in the sense that I feel like I'm learning something by accident almost, even though I want to learn. And one of the lovely things is like the layout of the book's really good, and then you have these sort of pages that break it up. That's quite a long one I've just picked. I didn't pick that particular one. Here's another one. I haven't got this book part of the book yet. But if you just copy what someone else is doing, it will never fully connect with you or your audience because it's not authentic. I mean, you know, just get ready to leave your job and go freelance. Here's the buzz. So this is what I'm thinking about in my future, maybe going freelance or freelance on the side, because I do really, really like my job. But things change as you get older and as I change throughout my career. So I'm just trying to sort of think about what I want to do. I'm not doing anything, I'm just thinking about what I will do in the future, what direction I want to go in. I've got lots of things that I want to do. So yeah, it's just a really valuable book. I mean, I went and got my hair done yesterday and they had to pull me away from this book to get my hair washed because I was just nose deep. I just loved it. I've got makeup on my page. So yeah, I love this book. Highly recommend this book. The other book I've got is The Comfort Book by Matt Hague. Matt Hague's a lovely writer, if you don't already know. I've read quite a few of his books, and I've got some other ones on my list that I still need to read. I loved Notes of a Nervous Planet. I had that as the audiobook, and that was really, really good actually as an audiobook because I got to listen to it in the car, and I listened to it on the way to a job and on the way back from a job that, like I said, I was just doing for the money because I was recovering from my medical issues. And I didn't know what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. It was just a nice thing for like if you feel a bit lost. Notes on the Nervous Planet was really good. So I've had that as an audiobook. I bought it as a gift for somebody else, and yeah, like I highly recommend that book. And I can't remember what else. I've read a few of his books, but for some reason the titles aren't coming to me. Brain fog. But I wanted this book for a while, and I'd sort of been picking it up in shops and then putting it down and thinking, well, I need to spend money on this rather than that. And I thought, no, I'm going to treat myself. When I went to London last weekend, I saw it and I thought, oh, I'm going to treat myself to this book because it's a nice little travel size too. So the idea of this book is that their thoughts, musings, anecdotes that Matt Hague has, and they're sort of to help you when you're in disappointed times, I think is one of the quotes, which actually kind of makes sense. I'd probably say about this book is that this book follows me around. It's in my bag constantly, and I even read a bit of it at night in bed if I'm just feeling particularly ambitious. This one I have by my bedside to read before I go to sleep, and I read a couple of pages and then I put it down. And I just find it really comforting. The clue to the title. It's comforting before I go to sleep. And it's a great book to put down because you've got a page like that, and then you've got 3 or 4 pages for a section. Chapters are all sort of changed. His layout's all different. And yeah, it's lovely. It's really, it's a really, really lovely book, and I'd highly recommend it. So what I'm going to do with this book is I'm going to finish reading it, then I'm going to give it to my boyfriend because I think he'd really enjoy reading it, and then I'm going to gift it to somebody else because I just think it's such a great book. I mean, this is one thing about books, is books are a great present for people, and they don't have to be brand new. Just because if you've loved a book and you finished it, give it to somebody else or donate it or something. You know, books are just wonderful. I love going into charity. I should do a video on charity shop books because I could get lost in a charity shop with books and films, and I have to do a video on that at some point because I absolutely love those. So yeah, these are the current favourites at the moment. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found something that interesting, and let me know about your favourites down below, the sort of things you've done, if you've used things that I've used before, like I've mentioned, sorry, or if you've got some recommendations for things like a replacement to this product, that'd be really great. Hope you see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.